In this bulletin, 12 new COVID cases confirmed. Dr. Fong labels panic buying stupidity. And travel bubble still a possibility with Australia. Twelve new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed yesterday, all of whom are close contacts of case 140 announced on Monday. This woman presented herself to the McCoy Healthcare Centre on Sunday with COVID symptoms. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says 4 of the positive patients are her household members, 7 are from an adjoining home and 1 is a secondary contact. All have been entered into isolation.
Once she tested positive, that same day we quickly were able to identify the people with whom that person had come in close contact with. So we were able to take immediate measures to help stop the spread.
Dr. Fong says since a large number of these women's close contacts have tested positive, this means there has been a significant amount of movement and potential for transmission of the virus to others.
Case 140's travel history and the travel history of one of her contacts has required that we close 3 grocery shops in Suva for decontamination. We're also testing the employees. Those stores are not being closed indefinitely. They will reopen as soon as our decontamination procedure is completed.
The panic buying at supermarkets yesterday afternoon has been branded as stupidity by Health Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong. Following the news that Hanson's and Shop and Save in McCoy had been shut down together with the extra supermarket in Suva, long queues were seen outside other supermarkets in Suva and Nasinu. This was something that also sparked by rumors on social media that there was a potential lockdown on the cards as early as today. And urged Dr. Fong says if they were to take the lockdown route, ample notice will be given, which will be not hours but days to prepare and for government to allocate resources appropriately.
Now I want you to hear me very carefully because I think there is a lot of stupidity that's happening out there in the community with regards to panic buying. In the event our priority is locking down the virus in an active fashion, as I've said yesterday, for that lockdown to be decisive, it must be well planned and prolonged enough to last for the entire incubation period and more.
Following this, Dr. Fong again took a swipe at those who had suggested that his and the ministry's actions led to the panic buying. The vacant Medical Services Pacific office within Lautoka City will now be used for the antenatal clinic. Ministry of Health Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Chemesa Tundravu says expecting mothers in Lautoka can access the service from this morning. Dr. Tundravu says expecting mothers do not need to travel to VCSA Health Center, which is far from the main center. The new clinic facility is at the corner of Drasa Avenue and Yawini Street. Dr. Tundravu says the special focus will be on high-risk mothers to be seen in this facility. Australia is keeping close tabs on the situation unfolding in Fiji as more COVID cases are being detected. Minister for the Pacific Zed Seselja says while a possible travel bubble with Fiji is still on the agenda, this will depend on how things progress in the next few weeks. Following a successful travel bubble with New Zealand, Seselja says Australia remains keen to see that happen with Fiji.
I think obviously this particular outbreak at the moment provides some challenges to that, but as we work with the Fijian government and as we see the Fijian government get on top of that, I think that will be, I think the success of that response will obviously be an important indicator, an important marker in order to be able to establish such a travel bubble going forward.
Fiji Cancer Society Chief Executive Belinda Chan says COVID-19 has taken precedence over the health services in the country. Chan says they are working closely with the Ministry of Health to ensure that Fiji once again become a COVID-contained nation. She says many patients require surgeries, and once the virus is contained, the society will be assisting the ministry to clear the backlogs. The Health Ministry had earlier highlighted that they are continuing with the chemotherapy treatment.
We are of the view that we will continue to assist with the weekend surgeries to help ease the backlog, because right now If there is any surgery being done, it's all emergency surgeries.
Save the Children Fiji has spent almost $5.6 million to support more than 14,000 households referred to them by the Fiji Council of Social Services. The two organizations with other relevant bodies are working to assist families struggling to make ends meet during this COVID-19 pandemic. AFCO's Executive Director Vani Vatanasinga says most of those assisted include non-essential workers and others in the informal sector.
You know, the statistics on children, we saw that we were essentially referring over 20,000 indirect beneficiaries who are children. So, you know, the need is great out there. The need to access food, the need for water.
Up ahead, FRE realistic about All Blacks tests and Fiji touch optimistic. Stay with us. World Rugby has confirmed the Flying Fijians test matches against the All Blacks. A strong program of test matches for July have been released after all unions and World Rugby agreed a revised schedule within the existing window. Part of the schedule are the All Blacks and Fiji tests, but the venues have yet to be confirmed. However, the Fiji Rugby Union is not too worried about the games against the three-time world champions.
For the time being, we've put on hold any discussions. There's too many uncertainties in terms of COVID-19. We'll await the lifting of restrictions if they are, depending on when restrictions are lifted, and we hope to then continue our discussions with New Zealand Rugby.
Fiji's young star Veramu Dikindikilati is no stranger to the limelight, having stamped his mark for the Warriors in 2018.
Yeah, it is a great honor for us to play alongside so many great players like the former Waratahs halfback Dwight Roos. It helped us.
The current COVID-19 restrictions have pushed some sporting organizations to think outside the box. One such sport is touch rugby, and as Aquila Dama reports, the franchise teams have found a way to keep things going.
Hope is not lost for Touch Fiji after they finished 2 rounds of its franchise competition before being put on hold.
It doesn't stop the preparation. Apart from physically, doing the training runs, the video analysis and the likes, that's still ongoing behind the scene.
For the Dhamakau franchise, they've found a way to train together through social media.
We have forums for the franchise teams, and we also have a strength conditioning coach for the whole franchise. And we're lucky enough for him to be able to give individual or give training sessions every day.
Dhamakau and Liva Whites are the 2 informed teams in the competition. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
Mostly cloudy and rainy conditions will prevail over the group again today. A high-pressure system to the far south of Fiji directs a fresh to strong southeast wind flow over the group. And that's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. And remember, for news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and have a great day.